Hello and welcome to 1000 Verses Bible Quiz channel. Today we have carefully chosen and organized 15 challenging questions to test how well you know the Bible. Before you start the quiz, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our next episode. Give your comment about the quiz and how you've scored in the comment section below. Are you ready? Let's get started. Question 1. In the book of Philippians, what specific role or action did Epaphroditus undertake? Assisted in Paul's preaching, brought gifts to Paul, served Paul in prison, sold goods to help the poor. The answer is served Paul in prison. Philippians chapter 2, verses 25 to 30. Epaphroditus had been sent by the Philippian believers to minister to Paul's needs while he was in prison. Despite facing illness and risking his life, Epaphroditus faithfully carried out his task and demonstrated genuine concern for Paul's well-being. Question 2. Which Jerusalem high priest put Jesus on trial? Pilate, Annas, Herod, Caiaphas. The answer is Caiaphas. Matthew chapter 26, verses 3, John chapter 18, verse 13. Then the chief priests and the elders of the people assembled in the palace of the high priest, whose name was Caiaphas, and they schemed to arrest Jesus secretly and kill him. Question 3. Where did Jesus give his first public sermon, according to Matthew's Gospel? Sermon on the Mount, in the synagogue, at the temple, on a mountainside. The answer is on a mountainside. Matthew chapter 4, verse 25 and Matthew chapter 5, verses 1 to 2. Large crowds from Galilee, the Decapolis, Jerusalem, Judea, and the region across the Jordan followed him. Now when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside and sat down. His disciples came to him, and he began to teach them. Question 4. How does Judas identify Jesus to the Roman officials? Writes a letter, through a kiss, sends a messenger, points him out in the crowd. The answer is through a kiss. Matthew chapter 26, verses 48 to 49. Now the betrayer had arranged a signal with them. The one I kiss is the man. Arrest him. Going at once to Jesus, Judas said, "Greetings, Rabbi," and kissed him. Question 5. Which insect did John the Baptist feed on the desert? Beetles, ants, locusts, grasshoppers. The answer is locusts. Matthew chapter 3, verse 4. John's clothes were made of camel's hair, and he had a leather belt around his waist. His food was locusts and wild honey. Question 6. Who were the first disciples summoned to follow Jesus? Philip and Nathanael, James and John, Simon and Bartholomew, Peter and Andrew. The answer is Peter and Andrew. Matthew chapter 4, verses 18 to 20. As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon called Peter and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. "Come, follow me," Jesus said, "and I will send you out to fish for people." At once they left their nets and followed him. Question 7. Which apostle disowned Jesus 3 times after he was arrested? Peter, John, James, Andrew. The answer is Peter. Matthew chapter 26, verses 69 to 75. 3 times, individuals confronted Peter, accusing him of being associated with Jesus. Each time, Peter vehemently denied any connection to Jesus. After the 3rd denial, Peter remembered Jesus' prediction that he would deny him 3 times before the rooster crowed. Question 8. Who is the author of the book of Revelation? Peter, John, Paul, Jude. The answer is John. Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation from Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants what must soon take place, he made it known by sending his angel to his servant John. Question 9. Who asked Pilate for the body of Jesus after he was crucified? Mary Magdalene, Joseph of Arimathea, Martha, Mary the mother of Jesus. The answer is Joseph of Arimathea. Matthew chapter 27, verses 57 to 58. As evening approached, there came a rich man from Arimathea, named Joseph, who had himself become a disciple of Jesus. Going to Pilate, he asked for Jesus' body, and Pilate ordered that it be given to him. Question 10. Who was a tax collector before becoming a disciple? Luke, Mark, Matthew, John. The answer is Matthew. Matthew chapter 9, verse 9. As Jesus went on from there, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at the tax collector's booth. "Follow me," he told him, and Matthew got up and followed him. Question 11. Who was Paul referring to when he said Christians should follow his example? James, Jesus, Peter. Believers. The answer is believers. Philippians chapter 3, verses 17 to 19. Apostle Paul urges the Philippian believers to follow his example and the examples of others who live according to the principles of the Christian faith. Question 12. What did Saul encounter on his way to Damascus? Light and voice from heaven. A storm. An earthquake. A vision of angels. The answer is light and voice from heaven. Acts chapter 9, verses 3 to 5. As he neared Damascus on his journey, suddenly a light from heaven flashed around him. He fell to the ground and heard a voice say to him, "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" Question 13. Which tribe did Paul come from? Judah. Benjamin, Levi, Simeon. The answer is Benjamin. Philippians chapter 3 verses 5 to 6. Paul states, circumcised on the 8th day, of the people of Israel, of the tribe of Benjamin, a Hebrew of Hebrews, in regard to the law, a Pharisee. Question 14. What did Simon Peter do before becoming an apostle? Carpenter, tax collector, fisherman, tent maker. The answer is fisherman. Matthew chapter 4, verse 18. As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon called Peter, and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. Question 15. Who was Stephen in the Acts of the Apostles? A high priest, a disciple of Jesus, a scribe, a martyr. The answer is a martyr. Acts chapter 6, verse 7. His bold proclamation infuriated the religious authorities, and Stephen was subsequently accused of blasphemy against Moses and God. Despite his impassioned defense, he was ultimately stoned to death, becoming the first Christian martyr. Congratulations, you did it! You completed our Bible quiz. If you enjoyed this Bible quiz, give it thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos like this. Don't forget to share what you've learned about God's Word with family and friends.